What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome to your Totally Cool channel. And yes, it's Throwback Thursday once again, and it's with sadness that we are closing the Silverhawks, Super7 Silverhawks toy line for our collection. We are going to unbox the final piece of our Super7 Silverhawks collection. We still have two more that's not on hand. We still need to look for Commander Stargazer and Molecular. And I'm not sure if we will progress into other new releases because as of recently, Super 7 only released repainted versions of characters that are already on hand. So it's still, we're still on the fence whether we're going to get Commander Stargazer or Molecular because, frankly, I'm not that pleased with the final product of all of the Super 7 Silverhawks. And we really are thinking about streamlining our collection. And sadly, the Silverhawks toys or figures would probably be the first to go. So, as much as I would like to keep all of them, unfortunately, space is a finite resource, and we do not have much. So, we're really going to have to look for stuff that we're just about. So, Commander Stargazer, Molecular, we're not sure if we're going to get you. But for this episode, we are on our final leg, this is the last hurrah for the Super 7 Ultimate Silverhawks, and we are closing it with the leader of the Silverhawks, Quicksilver. As you know, we already did in a previous video, reviewed the Ramen Toy Silverhawks, Quicksilver, and it wasn't that good of a review. No, I think it was a good review. It wasn't that good of a toy. Talk about, getting cut in half, right? So we'll do a comparison later. I don't think it's going to be much of a comparison as long as this guy stays in one piece. But let's get into Quicksilver, okay? So look at the box, look at the window. Mind you, this came with a sleeve. We just removed that because it's the same sleeve over and over again, and I don't think you'd want to hear the same review over the Silverhawks logo, and at the back you've got Silverhawks. So it's the same. If you've seen our episodes on Steelheart and Steel Will, it's the same sleeve. Alright, so that's for the sleeve. Looking at what's in front of you, you have, what do you have? You have Quicksilver, you have Tallyhawk, and you have a few of the effects and some alternate hands. Right, now what's the bio on Quicksilver? He's a leader of the Silverhawks, and he reports directly to Stargazer. He's the human partner of the cyborg bird Tallyhawk, a human law enforcement officer modified into a cyborg to withstand the effects of hyper-travel through space. This grants him enhanced physical abilities such as strength, agility, and speed, pretty much like Steelheart, Steel Will, the Copper Kid, Hot Wing, and Bluegrass. Alright. He has a hawk-like faceplate that he can lower to cover his face while flying or fighting, as well as built-in wings for atmospheric and space flying or gliding. He has a built-in laser in his arm, located in the blue band for combat, and retractable talons in his feet for attacking while flying. So it's the same as this guy. He has Tallyhawk. We'll do the comparison later, side by side. Now it's time to see the last of our Silverhawks. Now, before we go into the review, what's next? Let's look at the back first before we open him up and see that's his picture and that's his bio. Okay. I'm waxing nostalgic about this because it's the last one, right? Maybe the last time I see him. I don't know. We'll see. So, let's cut him open from the top. Okay. As per usual, keep this with you because we're gonna cut some ties. And pop him from the top. Open the flaps as per usual, and I don't know if I'll be happy or if I'll be sad because we're at the end of the line with the Quicksilver, with the Silverhawks. But I'm happy because we're moving on to the G.I. Joes. Are we? Maybe. So watch out for the next episode. Now, before we get too deep into the figure, make sure to like and subscribe this video and our channel. Subscribe to Totally Cool channel. And you can also follow us on TikTok and Facebook. And hit that bell button so you would be notified for future content. So let's get on with the review and talk about the figure. Alright, so it's a two-part clamshell. Let's look at the back part first. He has his turkey, his hawk. That's Tallyhawk. And just like the others, there's two versions of Tallyhawk. One that has his wings spread out, and the other one where it's folded and it's supposed to be just standing. These other two parts are his alternate arms, Quicksilver's alternate arms with the outstretched wing attachments. Okay, set that aside. A Tallyhawk can come out really, really easily. Okay, the legs are, let's do the review later. Alright, do that one later. So this part comes with the main figure. Okay, he has this watch radio. He has the blast effects. You have 3 other sets of hands. And you've got his alternate face, which got the faceplate. Okay? So, pretty much like the other Silverhawks, he has the alternate face with the faceplate that shows his, it kind of allows him to breathe in space. Alrighty then, as Jim Carrey would like to say. Alrighty then. So let's get him out. Now this is going to be very tricky because the plastic tie is really, really close to him. So, to the side. There we go, just one click. And we're done. Okay. Before we get into the figure, let's do Tallyhawk. Tallyhawk. Okay. Now, Tallyhawk is probably the most articulated hawk we've seen so far. Because he's got some leg joints. Actually, 2 joints on the leg. So this one, we've got the pins, pretty obvious. So it moves there. And then you also have the leg. The talons. I'm not sure if he can stand on Quicksilver's arm, but let's put him here. Okay. That alone is tricky. Set him aside. The other Tallyhawk is one with its wings folded. So I'm pretty sure he can stand on his own. Alright. By the way, the head can also turn. Okay. Gives you some posability options. The wings don't do much. Okay. So these are the 2 Tallyhawks. Okay. Set this aside. Ta-da-da. And let's do the hands. No, not the hands. We're not going to do hands. Oh, as we're doing quite a review on this, if you would notice, one hand is human and the other one is cyborg to reflect this. Okay? The other forearm is still human and it still has visible skin. The others got armor or cybernetic modifications. So let's get the figure out as per usual. It's easier to do them, to take them out by pulling the feet. Pulling at the feet makes everything else follow. Okay. Well, he's giving me a little bit of a challenge. There we go. Now you've got both feet. Pull him out like that. Like a newborn baby. Okay. The head is giving me quite a fight. Now it's out. Okay. 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 Let's do an articulation review before we do a total toy review. He's got he's got some nice heft to him. He's pretty sturdy. He stands well. Okay, but as per usual, the neck has very limited range. He's still not looking forward, unlike the Rogue Marvel Legends or the Iron Man Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Bleeding Edge armor. For links on those, look for them in the comment section or in the description box. This is a nice accent, the yellow watch. We've seen that. We've seen him wear that. Okay, and let's do the. Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. Okay. I don't know why he came apart so easily, but let's do his right arm here. And since his arm is already out anyway, let's see if it pops in. Okay. It pops in real easy, but the question remains, would it be easy to pose him? Now, you can't really do much in terms of angles. Oh, yikes. Look at that. Look at that. That's not a very nice finish. That's not nice. That's very rough. Okay, let's do the other arm. So be careful when you try to do the 90-degree test. Hold him here so that it holds the joint in place. He also has a bicep turn like everybody else, but this one's got pretty tight. Why is it like Quicksilver was meant to fall apart? Let's do the arm individually, okay? Single jointed elbow. Single jointed elbow. And the wrist, very minimal. Twist and turn. Okay, turn. That joint doesn't look too tight to me. See, it even pops out of the shoulder. Cling, cling, cling. I don't know how you can pose him. I'm pretty sure if I try to put Tallyhawk on his forearm, he's gonna drop. His arm is gonna drop. No, it can't support the weight. Can't support the weight. And there's no claw articulation that could make him hold on to the forearm. So let's put a hand on him. Let's put a hand on him. Just so that he doesn't look creepy to the kids. Just so he doesn't look creepy to the kids. Okay. I thought we could end the Silverhawks on a good note, but apparently we don't have that luxury. Okay? So the hands can pop in quite easily. Okay? This one's pretty loose. You just push it in there till you hear a click. Okay? So now it's there, nice and tight. But the problem here is it can only do this, right? That's as limited. And again, as per before, we don't see, we still see a gap between the wings and the torso. And if he's flying, air is going to go through that and he's just going to fall like a rock. All right? Okay. So let's do other articulation points. You have the ab crunch, ab twist. No, not crunch, but twist. And then you have a very minimal, I don't want to, oh man, he might fall apart again. Okay. He's got a very good waist twist. But with the wings, it does not make sense. Why he's going to twist, it's supposed to be locked in here. Okay, so that's okay, but it's supposed to be locked in. He's supposed to be flying. The legs, very limited forward motion because of the trunks, okay? In fact, the way the hip connects to the trunks, it's outside of it, so it's really limiting the motion. Very limited to the back also. To the side, also very limited. Okay, now the knees, it's double joint. Is it double jointed? No, it's supposed to be double jointed, but the size of the calves prevent it from going up as far as it can go. That's as far as it can go. Okay, it just stops there. It's full 90 degrees, and then the feet, yeah, little ball joint. twists. Ah, my goodness. Okay. All right. So there. So there. Face forward. Okay, face forward. All right. So, articulation wise, he's okay. Set this aside. Except for, the arms popping out without you wanting them to, or without intending to pop them out, and then he falls. Okay. So, not very satisfying, if you ask me. Now, let's do a comparison with this guy. So now they're almost evenly matched, because this guy fell apart at the waist. This one fell apart at the arms. Okay? Throw that aside. The only edge, this guy, and he's falling apart. I haven't taken him out of the box completely yet, and he's falling apart. Okay? See? It doesn't even want to connect anymore. Okay. See? It just falls apart. Okay, I'm not gonna touch them anymore. I'll take what they give me. I'll take what they give me. Okay? Alright. The only good thing about this figure compared to this one. No, let's do this first. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Articulation wise, yeah, there's not much. In fact, this is more limited than the others, and the others are already limited as is. Again, Super 7, you look so good while you're inside the box, and that's what gets people. I hope when we get into the Thundercats, it's not as bad as this, because it's really bad. I can't believe we saved Quicksilver for the end, and it was a bad end. It's like Game of Thrones. You waited so many seasons, and then boom, what? That's it? Really? Same thing here. I mean, I was just doing an articulation review, and then out comes the arm. So anyway, okay. So again, it looks great in the box. It's too pricey for what it can do and what it does, falling apart in your hands. It's too pricey. Okay, so that deals with price point. Shelf appeal. If you display the Silverhawks as a set, and I say as a set, in a diorama pose, trust me, you can. Because the limitation of the joints would give you a limitation in terms of how you can display them. But if all you want to do with them is to put them in a glass cabinet, have them standing up with their hawks in front of them, or put strings and they're flying in the air to make them look like they're flying in the air, then you're probably good. But then again, these are supposed to be able to relive our memories of childhood. And they don't. Okay? So, let's do a final review on this. Is this cool? Is this not cool? Is this totally cool? I'm sorry, Super 7. Not cool. Not cool. I mean, I like the paint job. I like the face. I like the expression of Quicksilver. But man, the weight just falls apart. And now I'm starting to think it's not just an issue with the individual figures, because I've seen multiple figures fall apart, have cracks. There must be something wrong with quality control somewhere. Okay? Again, it's not my company to run. I'm just a collector, but you got to do a better job, guys. Okay? Ultimately, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Silverhawks, but I'm not a fan of the toy line. So it's total scratch for me. The only Silverhawks toy in the collection that probably made me think twice about keeping them or letting them go is the Monstar. the Mumbo Jumbo, the Windhammer. Yeah, mostly the villains. The villains actually made me want to think about keeping them. The Silverhawks altogether, eh. All right. Before we go, let's do a final comparison. Again, both suffer from issues with parts keep staying attached. So they should have done a better job at that. They're both bad. Okay, both bad. By the way, I also noticed one thing. Where is his yellow armband? It's supposed to be there, or should I have taken it out of the other arm and placed it here before I put the hand in? Tell me in the comments below. Because this guy has the yellow armband, okay? This one right here. I'm not gonna touch him. He's gonna fall apart. Trust me. He's gonna fall apart. All right. Now, I like this one in terms of the accent. The same way that Monstar, the comparison for Monstar showed that the muscle tone, the detail, the foot, the toe hinge, all great. If you incorporate that plus the metallic silver, metallic red for Monstar, this paint job on this figure, okay, this paint job on this figure, or this figure in this size, actually, no, I'm sorry, even with this guy falling apart, because this one's falling apart too. If both guys stayed in one piece, and this had this size, I'd stay with this guy. I'd choose the Ramen Toy Silverhawks because, and I say this with a great deal of importance. The wings attach to the arms, and they don't leave a gap between the torso. This one has a very visible gap in the torso, and it just doesn't make sense. He's gonna fall. If you're a paraglider and you've got a slit down the side connecting you to your chute and to yourself, you're gonna fall like a rock. Okay? Also, this figure, I love the fact the Tallyhawk has magnets on the arm, on the feet, and could be attached to the arm of Quicksilver like so. This one does not establish that connection between Tallyhawk and Quicksilver. See, it's just an add-on. Guys, whether it's toys, whether it's work, whether it's life, more is not always better. Okay? In this case, I mean, it's only one hawk. You can just detach the other wings and you can replace them. But this, come on, man. Don't tell me this is not cool. This makes it in the cool radar. But this, it's just an accessory. Additional plastic. Okay? So I don't want this to I don't want to make this review sound so down and dim, but unfortunately we ended on a bad note. By the way, I forgot to tell you that I made a mistake when we did this Quicksilver, because you can remove the face. Sorry, you can remove the face like this. Okay, you can remove the face like this. One of our subscribers actually pointed it out in the comments for this review. You can remove the face. It's magnetized. It's magnetic. So you can remove the face like this, and the mask attaches like so, making it a clear head or face. If that accent was on this one, game changer. But instead they opted for the alternate head. Fortunately, the heads pop into a joint that is either too tight or too loose. Okay? So that being said, and we gave a final rating to Quicksilver as not cool. Overall, not cool. How do we rate the total toy line? Quicksilver, the Silverhawks toy line, it has its hits, but it has more misses. has more issues. And do I regret collecting them? No. I mean, I was able to get a piece of my childhood back. Every time a kid watches cartoons, they always think, boy, that would be a nice toy to have. And they did come out with toys of the Silverhawks back in the day. Unfortunately, I couldn't afford it, you know. But now that I can, to a certain degree, yeah, now that I can to a certain degree, do I regret buying it? Well, no. At least I got it. I touched it. I got to review it. I got to share it. I got to show it and share it with you guys, our toy family, and give you an honest feedback on what it can do, what its limitations are, and what my feelings about it are. So, on that note alone, it's pretty good having them. Okay, but ultimately, quality control wise, if you really have limited shelf space, I would rather pass on this. If you have very limited, if you have limited shelf, or if you have a choice between one or the other, or one or another toy line or this one, I'd go for the other toy line, especially with masks coming out. Okay, so with that ends our review of not just Quicksilver, not just of the comparison of the Quicksilver with Ramen Toy, but also maybe, quite possibly, we're going to say goodbye, a final goodbye, to the Super 7 Ultimates Silverhawks. So with that, we leave you with our message. As always, toys are not just cool. Even when they're not, they're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye.